Good morning, everybody. So my life has calmed down a little bit. I can get caught up on doing some videos. In the background there, you'll notice, got my Titan spin bike. Love this thing. 2 thumbs up. Costs about $225 thereabouts for full retail, but these things go on sale all the time. All the time, they're on sale. 10% off. I saw one sale, they were 15% off. You could buy this bike for less than $200. Brand new, shipped to your house. Takes about half an hour to put it together. Not difficult to do, a little bit of common sense. It even came with a little screwdriver, I think, and a cheap little wrench that let you turn the pedals on, because pedal wrenches are weird things. I like it. I think it's great. I would buy it again. I think that for the money, you can't go wrong. It's got a lot of awesome features, so let's dig into it. I got a request to do a review of it from somebody that was thinking about buying one, so right off the bat, what I'm going to say is that I recommend this bike. I would buy it again. I think it's important to be realistic about what it is, though. I would not consider this a club quality spinning bike. I've done spinning classes on club quality bikes. They're more solid than this. So have reasonable expectations about what you're going to get. Now, that having been said, this bike, I saw it go on sale for less than 200 bucks. I bought mine for, I think, 205, 206. It was 10% off. So Titan runs these 10% off sales all the time. And even at full price, I think this is $225 or so. So it's not a very expensive bike, and you get a lot of bike for the money here. I've spent a lot of time riding actual bicycles in my life. I've done an Ironman triathlon, I've done century rides. So I've spent a lot of time in the saddle. And what I wanted was a bike that I could just ride at my house and do some basic spinning while watching TV. I haven't done a great job of that, but let me go ahead and get some features here. So I'm going to go handheld, so pardon me if we get shaky. All right, so we're moving in. This has I believe, a 40-pound flywheel. What you want is a weighted flywheel on a spinning bike. It's got a set of handlebars, which are okay. I mean, if you go to the clubs, their handlebars are more substantial. I weigh like 225 pounds right now. I'm not too proud of that. But this is more than enough that when I get out into these positions here, the bars work perfectly fine. They support me. There's an adjustment point here where you can loosen this up and then lower and raise the stem. With the bicycle seat, you've got an adjustment back and forth. You would loosen this guy up, and you can adjust it back and forth. This adjustment will let you adjust the seat up and down. Now, I did find that initially the seat was a little wobbly. I really had to crank this thing in. I mean, I really smushed it in. I probably maybe dented the metal a little bit, because this had just a little bit of wobble unless I really torqued this thing down. So if there's a downside on this bike, I'm going to say that's it. But honestly, if you're doing this kind of thing, you really shouldn't be just planting your butt in the saddle and leaving it there the whole time. And even if you did, the wobble wasn't that noticeable. Bicycles are inherently unstable, and this was not enough of a wobble that it would cause you to lose your balance or fall or anything. But just that, you know, if you shook the seat, you could tell there was just a tiny bit of play here. So Titan gets this stuff made in China by machine shops in China, and you know, sometimes the tolerances aren't that tight. So here, I do wish the tolerance was maybe a little tighter here. It just isn't. Again, keep in mind, the thing was $200. So be reasonable about this kind of stuff. There are wheels here in the front that let you move the bike around. So let me see if I can go handheld and actually move the bike. Just on the camcorder. Yeah, so here, you can see now it's on its wheels. I'm rolling it around. You can sort of stand it up on its nose if you're going to store it. So now it's down on its base again. This comes with what we call clip pedals, so you can put your foot in here and then you sort of strap them in. So this is the old style. This is an actual bicycle crank arm. So if you wanted to replace it with look pedals or something like that, if you're a hardcore cyclist, you can. I just like doing this. I mean, I've used clipless pedals for years and years, but I mean, probably for, what, 30 years now, actually a long time. But these are fine. For an exercise bike, they're great, especially if you have multiple people in the family that are going to use it. It's got a little water bottle cage, so you can stick your water bottle there. Up here, this seat is actually higher quality than I would have guessed. It's really not that bad. So, especially for a spin bike, this is actually a relatively comfortable seat. I think that it is not an unreasonable seat at all. I've ridden on bikes. I mean, on my real bikes, I have like leather seats that cost way more money, but those seats cost almost as much as this whole bike. This seat is fine. I see no need to swap this seat out at all. So it's got good padding, relatively firm. It's going to tenderize you the first time you use it, but then after that you'll get used to it and be fine. And it's got a little bike computer. So the bike computer will keep track of your calories burned, or in my case, just time. I just want to know how long I've been doing this for so I can stop. Or I'll watch a YouTube video. Pull up YouTube videos of 20-minute spin bike session, and then you'll get to see videos of something like gorgeous women in Spain spinning their bikes. So, would I buy this thing again if I had the chance? Yes, I would if I wanted a spin bike. Okay, you'll notice that I also have the Rogue Echo bike back here. If you've already got this, do you want a spin bike? I'm going to say yes. Why? Because sometimes you don't want to engage all of your limbs. You just want something that you're going to sit on and turn wheels. So, I mean, just think about how fit you would be if you just stuck this in front of a television. And you'll notice, coincidentally, there's a television here. But how fit would you be if when you watch your hour of TV a night, or 2 or 3 or 4 hours, but if you watched an hour of TV a night and you just kind of leisurely turn the pedals on this thing, kind of like you're riding a bicycle slowly and leisurely all over the place for an hour a night. I mean, for some folks, that's not a huge fitness leap forward. I know for me, that is way more activity than I'm getting during a typical week. So I think spin bikes have their place. They are in a different market space than things like the Rogue bike here, than the Air bike. So it's not an either or thing, and especially for 200 bucks, holy cow, that's just crazy that you can get something this high quality for $200. So I strongly recommend it, and I would totally do it again.